Hello there. What's going on, everybody? I'm using Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder for Armada today. We're going to be building my regionals list, and I'm going to be sharing this with you. If you didn't already know, I am doing a huge new Superstar Destroyer giveaway, so if you'd like to win a Superstar Destroyer, all you have to do is become a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos, and you'll be entered to win that in the form of a Cool Stuff gift card, and that will be announced on or about December 21st, so just in time for Christmas. And and that's about it. But yeah, we're going to be building a regionals list today, and I'm going Rebels. I was really tempted to go Imperials with with my Architans, but I just feel like I don't know, I just feel thrown off with Architans right now, and I'm not sure what it is, but I wanted to try something a little different because I feel like if I'm going to be playing the same game over and over and over again for a longer day, like regionals, I want something that I can do multiple different things with, and a lot of my Architans lists all do the exact same thing. Like, they just fly like the same way, like fly in a straight line away from my opponent so that they have to chase me, and I'm shooting them at long range, yada, yada, yada. And I feel like that would maybe get boring for regionals, so I wanted something competitive, but I also wanted something I could fly multiple different ways. So I'm going to go with Radis. And with Radis, I'm going to start off with my flagship. I'm going to use a CR90A with Radis. I'm going to have a couple of things on here. First off, to protect us against maybe a rogue demolisher that's coming in or whatever, I'm going to put Lando on there just to help, just to prevent against the accidental, like, oh, I didn't drop my ship yet, and you brought demolisher in there and got me before I could drop it. Lando's in there for a little bit of, accidental defense. But it's also a shooter. We're going to give it turbo laser reroutes, and we're going to give it Jaina's Light. The idea for Jaina's Light here, I'm probably going to have this one behind a lot of other ships. This way it can take advantage of the red dice with TRC, and it can also not be obstructed. So just in case, Jaina's Light is just good for certain objectives. It's always good to have. And it's just really good against certain, if somebody's running Monteferret, or if they're, just something to make every shot obstructed. I just really think that's a good option. So that is my flagship. Not the strongest flagship in the universe, but it's not half bad. So I'm going to do all the stuff I'm setting aside after. I'm going to do actually, no. Let me start off. I'm gonna, what's the big ship I'm gonna warp in, right? Because typically you bring in a big ship. So I'm gonna bring in an MC-75 Ordnance Cruiser with a lot of stuff on it. Now I'm going with the Ordnance Cruiser Black Dice Heavy, and obviously with the Black Dice Heavy, I'm going to be putting Ordnance Experts on there so we can re-roll our black dice. That much is good. All right. But however, this is where I change it up, because I'm not running black crit effects on here. I'm not running a lot of that same stuff. I am doing something a little different. I'm gonna design this fleet and this ship to be anti-squadron, and I'm expecting a decent amount of squadrons. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna see, but I figured that this ship warping in with Radis is going to be versatile enough to, obviously an MC-75 at close range is gonna wreck. It's going to be hurtful to a lot of things. So it's not simply an anti-squadron ship. But I figure, like the Empire has, the Raiders, and they're so good against squadrons when they can get those shots off. But they can also be really good against ships too. And I wanted something like that. And I figured MC-75 is maybe the best option here, because I can give it ordnance pods and flechette torpedoes. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. But yeah, let's do flechette torpedoes first. Black die, right? I can spend a black die with a crit to just disable a squadron. So, I'm sorry. Oh, you've got this really awesome squadron. Oh, you got Hera out there. Oh, she's got a lot of hull. I might not be able to kill. All right, let's just turn her off. Let's do this. And Ordnance Pods is going to give us an extra chance to do that. And that's the beauty of all of this, is that if you have a lot of squadrons and they're all, close together and they're all in one kind of bubble, I drop this guy down. Now, I can't deploy them overlapping squadrons with Radis, but that's fine. I'll put them right next to the squadrons, and I'll do my squadron attacks. And that's the idea, is I want to be able to drop this MC-75, tie up your squadrons, and then just completely wreck them with multiple squadron attacks. from ordnance pods, flechette torpedoes. Maybe I can disable a whole bunch of them. They're stuck there. Next turn, attack again. Just keep going. I get to re-roll my blacks. Also, I'm re-rolling my attack from ordnance pods as well. So it's just a whole lot of cool stuff there. So that is basically it. I'm going to also add General Draven to this ship. And General Draven here is here to, to go ahead and make some fun stuff happen. So, if I face A-Wings or any kind of counter, I'm going to have that intel. I'm going to have extra dice for those as well. So I'm going to have potentially, he's kind of like your Callus for the Rebels. He can potentially give you extra dice even against generics, though, so that's nice potentially. And so obviously I'd add a black. Again, re-roll the blacks. It gives me, I can do flechette torpedoes. Oh, and do damage too, by the way. And we are going to make this the full-blown Russian doll by putting profundity here too. So this is the MC-75. This is what the MC-75 is going to run. I'm not running anything else. Points are a tough place right here, but yeah, we're running no defensive retrofit. I figure since I'm deploying late, like I'm not going to be on the board first turn. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll survive. I don't care. I think by the time I deploy and do what I need to do, I'm hoping I'll be good. Squadrons hopefully won't be able to do much against this ship. So that sounds fine to me. All right. So what else? Well, then we have two options. I'm actually going to build two ships that could go in profundity. And this is going to be, dedicated to, well, what am I going to need to use it for? What I mean by that is in different situations. If I go up against a heavy squadron list or against maybe a no squadron list, I might want different things. If I go up against MC-30s, for example, I might want, so let's go ahead and let's put a hammerhead. I'm gonna run two hammerheads actually, but I'll put this one on here. And external racks. And originally I was thinking Garel's Honor, but I'm probably going to change that. Because initially, like, this is very common to see Garel's Honor with the hammerhead, and then you can just drop it and ram. And eventually, to try to have an initiative bid to go first player, I ended up dropping that because I may not have this guy on board with Profundity. I'm going to have a different option as well. So I put Task Force Organa on there so I could have a Hammerhead Scout Corvette also with Organa so he can get some rerolls. I could do more with this Scout Corvette, but he's going to be a long-range attacker to try to whittle down some defenses before the CR-90 comes in with his TRC, and we get all of that going on. So that is that. Now these guys are lightly outfitted. Like, they're there for a couple of reasons. For one, to have some extra activations. This one can potentially go on the Profundity. That's fine. It doesn't have to. It can fly next to the Hammerhead Scout Corvette and maybe up a little closer. But either way, that's okay. The other ship that I can put on the Profundity, the one I would rather put, and will be my default, is going to be this little guy right here, GR-75 Combat Retrofit. I'm going with the Combat Retrofit version because it can attack, and it's in case I'm not first player, in case I end up getting hit with slicer tools or whatever, there'll be no bad commands for me. But the GR-75 is going to be, he's going to have some things hidden on him of his own. He's going to have rapid launch bays, and he's going to have 2 B-wings. And he's going to have Bomber Command Center. So basically, this is the key. Like, I want this guy on board the Profundity, and the Profundity is gone with Radis. And so I have the CR-90, a Hammerhead, and another Hammerhead flying around. 3 different ships. I can pick any one of them to drop the MC-75 with the Profundity, and then deploy the GR-75. And then, and I'm running an officer on here too. I'm running, where is he? This little dude, Flight Commander. I'm running Flight Commander on the GR-75. So then I drop the GR-75, anywhere in range of the, wherever I want to drop Profundity. I drop the GR-75. I set his dial, queue up Squadron Command. Then I move. And then I can drop my B-Wings. And then, so I can easily get hits on the rear of a Star Destroyer, or I can get to safety there. And even if I have to fly past it, that's one of the reasons I wanted the GR-75 combat retrofit. I can shoot the blue die out of my rear, or maybe I deploy in between two ships. Shoot first. It's just cool, man. It's just really, really cool. So I think this will be a fun list, but I think it can be really competitive because I'm very, very flexible on where I want to put these. I can put my ships wherever I want on the board, basically. I think that could be nasty. I've run something like this once before, but not too heavily. So for squadrons, I'm going to run definitely 2 B-Wings, right? We've got 2 B-Wings. Those are going to start inside the GR-75, which starts inside the Profundity, which starts off the board, or with inside Radis's radio. So it definitely got the Russian nesting dolls. But I'm going to add 2 more B-Wings as well. In the event I do end up facing a list that does not have any squadrons, then maybe, I might want to start with the GR-75 on the board. And then I can just start moving the B-Wings up. Or if it looks like it's a list that I really, really need to maximize my activations, I could potentially, or rather, if I really need to maximize my deployments, I might change things out a little bit and keep all the squadrons. But so all of these things is all before deploying fleets. And that's one of the things I think that makes this good, is that I have a lot of choices I can make before deploying fleets, and I'll be able to look at my opponent's build, make those choices. What I'm expecting to be is generally I will put 2 B-Wings on the GR-75. I will put the GR-75 in the Profundity, and the Profundity will start off the board. So I'm only going to have a CR-90, a Hammerhead, and a Hammerhead, for most of these games. So that's at the beginning at least, and hopefully I can deploy them fast enough, and then I can drop this MC-75 somewhere fun. He can't go first, and by the way, if you see my points, I'm only at 382. So this is probably the strongest bid for first player I have ever seen. And I don't know everybody that's going to be at regionals, how strong the initiative bids are going to be, but I think this is strong enough. Now, originally, I had the Gorell's Honor on this torpedo frigate, and I had a couple other upgrades on the Hammerhead Scout Corvette, and I had like gunnery team and spinal armament or something like that, which makes it for turns it into a good and I have the points. I certainly have the points to do that. However, I think the strength of this build lies in the surprise that Radis can drop this guy, and then Profundity can then drop this guy, and I lose the surprise if I can't go first, because then I have to deploy all of this and then let you react first, and then I'm stuck doing whatever you allowed me to do. And so this build, I think for this build to work, I have to be first player. And so I had to really cut a lot of points to kind of hopefully guarantee that. I feel like, 372 is actually going to guarantee it, because I have a feeling somebody's going to come in with like 379, somebody with Demolisher, right? And that's why I put Lando on the CR90, just in case a Demolisher does come by and it's like, oh, you know what, I got this, and here's the crit, and I'm like, all right, reroll all your black crits, just to hopefully prevent something catastrophic from happening. But I think it'll be a fun list, and if I'm stuck playing the same list all day long, this one I can outfit it different ways. I can put the Hammerhead Torpedo Corvette on Profundity if I want to do that. I can just start with all the B-Wings on the board. I can do that. I can do a lot of different things. That being said, let's look at objectives. I am going to start us off with Most Wanted. People never want to choose Most Wanted, and even though and again, I can potentially start with my GR-75 on the board if it is Most Wanted. I can totally do that. I think that's just the best option for this particular list, though. A lot of other things are going to help my opponent more, and I just don't see them really, and what I would end up doing in this case, if I do put the GR-75 on the board, maybe I'll give it to the Hammerhead Scout Corvette. You're going to be kind of farther in the back. I think the Torpedo Corvette's going to end up getting in really close. It's a tough, that's a tough one, but the good thing is I'll really be able to choose something really strong from their side. So for yellows, we're going to go ahead and go with Fleet Ambush. Reason for Fleet Ambush, and I know it's dangerous, is that I can for one, split their stuff in half. I don't have that many. I don't have a whole lot of deployment strength here because half of my build starts off the board. So fleet ambush is going to minimize the difference, and I can make sure that I start Radis far enough away that he's not going to get killed first turn. I can start him far enough away from the ambush zone, so I will be able to do that. But also I'll be able to probably drop the MC-75 ordnance cruiser in between, their ships in the ambush zone and their ships outside of the ambush zone. So I could really, separate them and wreak a lot of havoc. So I think that could be really fun. For navigation, I'm going with superior positions. And superior positions is a pretty self-explanatory, but I went with this one deliberately because I have the ability to drop B-wings right in your rear, and they'll be able to attack. So that's kind of a no-brainer. And those are my 3 objectives for this build. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Stay tuned because I will be trying to get some footage of some of the lists and some of the antics and what's going on at our regionals here in Orlando, Florida, and I'll try to put a little video up about that, although I'm not going to actually be doing full bat reps for the games. I'll do kind of like a tournament report, something like that, is to the best of my ability. So anyway, I will let you guys go, but I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you like this list, and let me know what you think, guys. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.